Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news tonight, an overnight fire in Hastings destroys a longtime business and damages several others.
Plus, we're going to take you to Lincoln's perfect crime scene on UNL's East Campus.
Plus, spring forward forever. But first tonight, we want to start off with some breaking news. A fire south of downtown Lincoln has shut down several main streets.
You are looking live right now as firefighters take on a blaze at a house near 10th and A. This all happening here in the last half hour or so. Let me just say it is best to avoid the area right now.
Yes, 10th Street northbound, which is a one-way, is closed at A Street, and then A Street is closed in both directions from 9th to 11th Street. Again, this is a live look that you're getting right now. Firefighters reported seeing smoke coming from a home just north of that intersection that's now closed. Now, details very limited at this time, of course, so our reporter on scene will bring us the very latest, and we'll update you on our newscast if possible, but online, klkntv.com, and our social media. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. This weekend, we all changed our clocks, but how would you like to just leave it like it is right now?
There's a bill right now in the legislature that would have year-round daylight saving time, and Channel 8's Ariana Martinez spoke with a senator who is taking steps to change time change here in Nebraska. Ariana?
Yes, Senator Tom Breezy introduced a bill last year that finally hit the debate floor this morning. It passed round one with a 40-3 vote. If it passes two more rounds and at least two neighboring states pass similar laws, as well as it gets approval by the federal government, then it would be something Nebraska does.
19 states have passed similar legislation, including our neighboring Wyoming. All other neighboring states have introduced legislation this year to adopt this.
Besides having to change your clocks, economists find positive reasons to continue with spring daylight saving time year-round.
There is data out there that suggests that that extra hour of daylight in the evenings can increase economic activity in our state, and it can be one of the tools we use to help grow our state.
Having to adjust to time change twice a year can also impact our health.
When we wake early or don't get enough sleep, our body releases other chemicals and hormones like cortisol. Cortisol is a pro-inflammatory hormone, and it can cause a lot of other issues like they call it the stress hormone. So increased blood pressure, increased heart rate, increased stimulation in the brain.
The only opposition Senator Tom Breezy received was from people concerned kids will be going to school in the dark. But doctors say changing their sleep schedule isn't easy either.
For teenagers and kids, it's really disruptive for their sleep schedule because they lose that normal physiological cue, or they have to fight through it because it's still light.
Some people may try to prepare themselves for the time change, but those suffering from anxiety can just be handed more stress.
And anxiety is a real problem in a lot of people, especially when they're coming up to a big change like that. So even if you prepare for springing forward, it's still difficult to wake up the next morning because your body and your brain is not ready for it. Waking up that hour earlier is always difficult, even if you go to bed a little earlier.
The increase in stress and lack of sleep can lead to more serious situations.
There was a neurologist. He said that a lot of people, there's a higher incidence of stroke and heart attack and this kind of stuff on the day after spring daylight savings time.
Increased incidence of workplace accidents and car accidents, and those types of things also cost us money.
Now, to be clear, this bill would keep time as it is today, with the extra hour of sunlight at night. Again, it needs to be voted on two more times, and after that, it's a waiting game to see if at least two neighboring states pass similar legislation. And Congress and the Senate must also pass something allowing states to do this.
Yeah, a lot of variables in this. We'll have to see what happens. I know you'll keep us updated. Ariana Martinez, thank you for that report. Overnight, multiple departments were called to a large fire in Adams County.
The blaze broke out in downtown Hastings early this morning, severely damaging several buildings. And a longtime business, Burt's Pharmacy, is a total loss. Here's a look at those flames that were pouring out of the building this morning. Multiple departments had to be called in to support. Officials say the fire spread to next door, which is the Hastings Visitor Center, causing heavy damage, and that businesses as far as 3 buildings away had smoke damage. The good news is no one was injured, and the cause of the fire is still being investigated. More testimony today in the Felipe Vasquez first-degree murder trial.
That's right. Week 2 of the trial did get underway this morning. He's accused, as many of you know, of shooting investigator Mario Herrera of the Lincoln Police Department back in 2020 while a warrant was being served at the home where Vasquez was in. Today, his parents took the stand and talked about their relationship with Felipe. We're going to have a full wrap-up of today's testimony coming up tonight on our newscast at 10 o'clock. And speaking of crime, you know, it takes experience to solve many cases.
Some UNL students are getting real-life experience in doing just that on East Campus. There's a home there ready to test their abilities. Channel 8's Nathan Grieve explains.
It's up to UNL's forensic science students to figure out just what happened at the crime scene house, and there are plenty of possibilities.
We can do anything from break and enter cases to sexual assaults to homicides, and we can have the students then come in to an environment that is much more similar to what they would find in reality.
Which means it's not just an impossible puzzle.
We try to cover all the categories: fingerprints, footwear, tire wear, blood stains, shooting, biological evidence, white powders, materials identification, but we try to not make it so that they can't complete it.
The outside grounds have been in use for a while now, but the house is newly available, replacing their old space in Philly Hall.
The environment is just much more realistic to what a real scene would be. And then also we have the outside, so the crime scene can actually begin on the outside and move from the out to the in.
Combining to become the best practical test of what everybody's learned.
Well, the house allows us to be more creative and more thorough and kind of connect things together and challenge the students.
It's the perfect crime, or at least the perfect crime scene. Reporting in Lincoln, Nathan Grieve, Channel 8 News.
A little bit of sports news for you now. Husker baseball fans cheering on the team for the first time this season at Haymarket Park.
And the game came down to the wire.
And he hits it into right center field, headed towards the gap, and that ball gets down. And coming around third is Anderson. There will be no throw.
5-5 in the bottom of the ninth, and a walk-off RBI single has Nebraska beating UNO. Griffin Everett getting that RBI. He also had 2 home runs in this game. As many of you know, the Huskers have been struggling this season. Right now they have a 5-9 record. Yosef Nasser will have much more on this game coming up tonight during our sports segment at 6 o'clock.
And those fans at the Husker game still enjoying mild temperatures, but Malcolm, a little less sunshine than yesterday.
Yeah, skies took on a little bit of a different look for the majority of the daytime hours, but things are starting to turn a little bit more clear outside. Still see some clouds over our Shones roofing camera in Beatrice, but off to the west, we do have a lot more clearing. That's going to be headed our way for the overnight hours. Now, a cold front is pushing through the state. In fact, it's already passed through the capital city, but we were able to remain on the warm side of it for a little bit longer. That pushed the mercury into the upper 50s in Lincoln. Right now it's 59 degrees at Lincoln Airport, 58 in Beatrice, but the cooler air is off to the west. We're at 47 degrees in Grand Island, 50 degrees in Hastings, 50 as well in Kearney. Now behind the front, it has turned a little bit breezier. These are sustained wind speeds right now out of the north at about 15 miles per hour in Lincoln, but greater wind speeds off to the west. The sustained wind speed is 24 miles per hour in Grand Island, even nearing 30 miles per hour in Kearney. Here's a look at satellite imagery. You can see the clouds in the southeast corner of the state, but off to the west, that's where we see all that clearing. That is going to eventually arrive in Lincoln as you go over the next couple of hours. So mostly clear skies by 6 o'clock, temperatures in the middle 50s into the upper 40s by 8 o'clock, lower 40s by 10 o'clock. Should be completely clear by that point. Now we're going to continue to warm going into tomorrow, and we've already talked about fires earlier in this newscast. While the weather is not going to contribute to great fire weather conditions over the next couple of days, we'll talk more about that coming up in just a couple minutes.
Sounds good, Malcolm. Thank you very much. A new round of peace talks between Russia and Ukraine is now on a strategic pause until tomorrow.
Despite the attempt at diplomacy, Russia is ramping up its attacks across Ukraine, hitting cities, including the capital, Kyiv. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze has the latest from Washington.
Russia is intensifying its attacks on Ukraine as its forces close in on the capital city of Kyiv. Dramatic video shows an airstrike today hitting downtown Kyiv. In a northern suburb of the city, heavy shelling demolishing residences.
I'm staying in Kiev near a big residential building, which was hit this morning, just 3 hours ago, by direct heavy artillery shell.
A fourth round of talks between Ukrainian and Russian officials today was put on technical pause, set to resume tomorrow. And in a test of American diplomacy, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with his Chinese counterpart in Rome. The meeting comes as a senior U.S. official confirmed to ABC News Russia has asked China for military and economic support, a claim China and Russia deny.
We have communicated very clearly to Beijing that we won't stand by if we will not allow any country to compensate Russia for its losses.
Concerns are mounting that the war could extend beyond Ukraine. Russian missiles this weekend hit a military base just 10 miles from the border of Poland, a NATO ally. The strike killed at least 35 and wounded more than 100. Top officials are now reaffirming their commitment to defend the NATO alliance.
We're going to continue to look at potential repositioning if we need to defend NATO's eastern flank.
Leaders from the House and Senate announced Ukrainian President Zelensky will deliver a virtual address to Congress on Wednesday. A White House source also confirms that President Biden is considering a trip to Europe in the coming weeks. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And since the Russian war on Ukraine began nearly 3 weeks ago, more than 2.8 million refugees have been forced to flee.
This woman escaping Odessa after a bomb shook her home.
It's very dangerous. I have friends in Kiev. They stay on the ground by 3-4 days. They not see sky, they not see the sun. I can't imagine what they feel.
New refugee centers popping up all over Poland, like this one inside of a former mall. What used to be stores now lined with cots and families checking in for temporary shelter. A senior official says if this continues, there could be as many as 8 to 10 million refugees, as much as 1/5 of the Ukrainian population. Still to come on the news tonight, the latest on soaring gas prices across the country and a new warning about gas thieves.
That story and your full forecast right after the break.
I'm Mike Flood, and I approve this message.
Jeff
Now to the latest on the record gas prices. The national average for a gallon now stands at $4.31.
And there are new warnings from law enforcement around the country about gas thieves. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the story.
With the national average for a gallon of gas now at $4.31, Americans and their wallets are feeling the squeeze.
There's no way that all these people are affording this.
And according to law enforcement, it's the reason thieves are stealing it. Take a close look at this video. The manager at a gas station in Houston says crooks are stealing thousands of dollars worth of gas, 360 gallons per day for 3 days from the underground tank.
The van drives on top of the fuel tank, and then that's all you see. No one comes out. They have a trap door inside their vehicle, which is crazy.
Cases of gas theft are popping up all over the country, with reports in states including Oregon, Wisconsin, California, Georgia, and Virginia. But it's not just happening at gas stations. In Washington state, the Everett Police Department issuing this warning about people siphoning gas, writing on Facebook. While some thieves use rubber hoses to siphon fuel out, we're seeing modern-day thieves use power tools to drill a hole in the gas tank and steal fuel.
I think the frequency of people drilling in gas tanks has increased. Part of it has to do with the increase of gasoline here in the near term, but also over the past 12 months.
According to a new ABC News Ipsos poll, Americans overwhelmingly support the White House's proposed ban on Russian oil, though they remain critical of the president's handling of the economy, with 70% disapproving of his handling of inflation. From gas, store-bought products to services, the price hikes running rampant.
This is just ridiculous. It's crazy. Have to put in some extra hours at work.
And as for that gas theft warning, experts say you should park your car in your garage or in a well-lit area near your home. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Malcolm Byron.
We did not see upper 60s to near 70-degree temperatures for highs today, but still, this is not bad. 59 the high in Lincoln. We did see cooler highs off to the west. The main reason for that is a cold front was pushing through the state earlier on today. That kept highs in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees out towards the Tri-Cities, topping out at 51 degrees in Aurora and Kearney, 50 the high in Grand Island and Hastings. Overall, this is still not a bad day. Not a bad evening if you have any outdoor plans. 59 degrees current temperature in Lincoln, 58 in Beatrice, 56 in Wahoo. Couple 40s on the map. Right now it's 49 in Aurora, 47 out in Grand Island. A live look over our Southeast Community College camera looking off to the east still shows some clouds off to the east, but out towards the west. Let's look over our Ella Communications camera. A lot more sunshine. We have clear skies in the forecast for the evening and much of the overnight hours. Looking at satellite imagery, here's all the cloud cover pushing off towards the east and southeast, broadening out the view. Most of the central and northwest part of the state is seeing completely clear skies at this point in time. So skies will clear over the next couple of hours. They will become mostly clear overnight. Wind speeds will also calm. We're looking at temperatures in the middle 20s for tomorrow morning. Let's pick up Stormcast at 7 o'clock tonight. Mostly clear skies again. However, by tomorrow morning, we have clear skies, light winds that could produce a little bit of patchy fog. The best chance being north of Lincoln, but I won't rule it out for your morning commute tomorrow morning. If any fog does develop, it will burn off by the afternoon. We're looking at mostly clear skies for your Tuesday. Tuesday will be a nice day. We're looking at warmer temperatures tomorrow afternoon. Should get back up into the 60s, 65 degrees the high there. Winds initially out of the west and northwest, but transitioning towards the south by afternoon, around 5 to 12 miles per hour. Fire weather warning is in effect off to the northwest. Wind speeds will be greater in this chunk of real estate. The drought is also a little bit worse in this area. A fire weather warnings in effect for communities like Grand Island, Broken Bow, Neely, Albion, out towards Bassett, Ainsworth, O'Neill. Just because southeast Nebraska is not included within this fire weather warning, that does not mean that conditions will not be conducive for fire weather. Picking up Stormcast relative humidities tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. You'll see a lot of green here, high relative humidities. This is not uncommon in the overnight hours as the temperatures cool Cooler temperatures in the overnight hours often result in higher relative humidities, but as the day wears on, we'll warm up. Relative humidities will fall. Here's Stormcast 1 o'clock. You see relative humidities off to the northwest in the 20s and 30%, 36% per this model in Lincoln. Continuing into the afternoon, we see relative humidities dropping into the teens off to the northwest, so I would encourage you to probably avoid burning tomorrow afternoon. Temperature trend over the next 7 days, we have plenty warm days, 70 degrees on Wednesday, temperatures also warm to close out the week going in towards this weekend, 75 the high on Sunday, but notice this little dip in temperatures Wednesday going into Thursday. We do have a disturbance approaching, and it's got the chance to bring us some rain, although it's mainly reserved for southern Nebraska. Going in towards Thursday afternoon, you'll notice most of precipitation here south of I-80, and there's a chance, still a chance, that the storm system misses us to our south. So warming up on Friday, 60 degrees, mostly sunny skies, 69 degrees, mostly sunny skies on Saturday. The spring equinox is at 10:33 in the morning on Sunday, and it will certainly feel awesome outside, 75 degrees there. And then another more potent storm system arrives at the beginning of next week. I have a thunderstorm icon on Monday. I think there's a chance we may hear a rumble of thunder on Monday. Rain showers could last into Tuesday as well.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. That definitely means spring is here if we're getting thunderstorms rolling through.
And we need the rain, right, buddy?
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much, Malcolm. Hey, we have a quick heads up for Lincoln drivers. Another roundabout is being installed in West Lincoln.
This one will be at West A Street and South Folsom. The intersection will be closing tomorrow. Again, for a new roundabout, the City of Lincoln says the work should be done by Friday, May 6th.
A split day on Wall Street, the Dow only gaining about a point. NASDAQ, though, falling big by 263 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
This week, as the U.S. and its allies put more pressure
All right, let's get an update on your weather with Malcolm.
Brian, we had a lot of clouds today, but they're on their way out. Skies will end up clearing this evening. Here's a look at satellite imagery. You can see those clouds off to the southeast continuing to move off towards the east with a lot of clearing off to the northwest. So your forecast for this evening is actually not too bad. 55 degrees by 6 o'clock, mostly sunny skies, dropping into the upper 40s by 8 o'clock, still mostly clear, but turning completely clear by 10 o'clock. Eventually temperatures dropping into the 40s. Guys, I think you're going to love tomorrow's forecast, temperatures in the middle 60s.
All right, thank you so much, Malcolm. We have breaking news at the top of our newscast, and we want to update you on that right now. There was a house fire just north of the intersection of 10th and A Streets. Let's take a live look right now. It is best to really avoid that area right now because of so many streets that are closed.
Yes, we're told right now 10th Street northbound, which is a one-way, is closed, as well as A Street in that area in both directions. So firefighters reported seeing some smoke coming from that house that you can see right there. That's just north of the intersection. Now, our reporter there on the scene did talk to the battalion chief. There was no one home at the time, thankfully, but a dog was injured in the fire and had to be resuscitated. We were told that it was taken to an animal hospital, so hopefully that will be okay. But other than that, those details still pretty limited on this fire, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
As you can see, quite a few apparatus there at the scene, fire trucks, ambulances, just in case. But again, no one was home at the time. As Megan said, good news, it sounds like, for the dog that was found inside the home. They're going to be caring for that. We'll keep you updated online and, of course, on air, and have much more on this coming up on our newscast at 6 o'clock. Until then, have yourself a good night.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you, right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning on